Hey everybody, this is Brody from Brody's Garage. Today is December 18th. This is episode 52. Hey, I want to apologize to everybody. It's been a long time since I've done an update, and I've had a couple people reach out to me recently and say, hey man, what's going on with the Nova? Well, things have just kind of slowed down. It is the holiday season. We have family in town. My fiance and I are both musician entertainers. I did a show a few weeks ago. She just did one last night. We've been working on both of those. The Nova has been in a bit of a holding pattern because I made the decision to do a roll cage before paint, and what I'm waiting on right now is the remainder of my tubing bender components after a kind of an unsuccessful attempt at getting a Chris Alston's Chassis Works pre-bent kit made up. I ordered it, took a couple months to get it. There were shipping catastrophes. Finally got it, realized that I made an error in my measurements on the sidebars that go along the A-pillar and basically screwed that up. So the only thing that's really usable out of that is the main hoop, possibly some of the other components, the floor plates, of course, and some of the crossbars. But I decided to get a tubing bender from JD Squared, and unbeknownst to me, when I placed the order, it's made to order and it's a 3-week lead time before parts even ship. So I got the bender. I actually got the tubing notcher, which is right here in a box. Haven't even checked it out yet. And I'm waiting for the pedestal stand and the 1 5/8 inch die. You gotta have a specific size die for each, radius and each tubing diameter. So that's what I'm waiting on. So the cage is kind of in a holding pattern. I did a little bit of work on the car. I added grommets and firewall bulkheads to the firewall. I've done a little bit of body work there. It's freezing cold out there where the car is. I did get some epoxy primer on the underside of the car. Oh, I did get my powder coating stuff back. You can see most of it down here. And I'd like to thank Snail Motorsports for doing a great job with the powder coating. Overall, very pleased with the color and the finish and stuff like that. But there was one problem, and I'll show you that right now. Now, this is not on the powder coating end of things, but this is more so a missed thing from me. This Curry Enterprises Fab 9 housing has some welded braces internally there, and of course some of that weld penetrates through, but like in this case right here, this giant blob of weld here, it's sticking up like 3/16 of an inch beyond the case. I've looked underneath and that doesn't even really coincide with the bracing there. So I've had to struggle with the decision, am I going to grind that stuff back down and have it re-powder coated? And I'm still a little torn on it. Of course, this is underneath the car. When you're standing away from it, there'll be a gas tank in front of it. Most of it will be hidden, but it's just there and it's just so hideous. And I'm just so sick that I didn't do something about it before the powder coating. So I'm going to think on this some more, but I actually brought my grinder and stuff home just for this one purpose. Everything else is looking great, and I've already started reassembling things. You can see I've already started packaging things back up to protect it until it's ready to be installed. I also had sort of an unexpected distraction. A few weeks back, a buddy of mine from California messaged me to say, I've got a 67 Nova been sitting here in my warehouse. The guy needs to get rid of it. It belongs to a friend of his. Long story short, I went down and picked the thing up, bought it, brought it back to Las Vegas, parked it outside my house. The thing's kind of in bad shape and kind of brought the neighborhood down for a couple days. Just wanted to piss everybody off again. But no, I took the car out to Pahrump and thought about it. I cleaned everything out of the car. The car came with kind of a lifetime of parts and just junk and stuff inside the car. I got all that stuff out, peeled back the headliner, peeled back the carpeting, found some rust. The car needed a lot of work. Probably going to regret it, but I decided to go ahead and put it up for sale and found a buyer like that. So the car came in and out of my life in a matter of a couple weeks, but that was kind of a distraction for a while, and it took a little bit of my time and effort. But I really don't need another full-time Nova project right now. When I'm done with this one, I'll be thinking, why did I get rid of that thing? But at any rate, it came and went. So I don't have a lot else to talk about right now other than I'm going to continue finishing up the powder coating stuff here, getting it reassembled. When the tubing bender stuff comes in, I'm going to get out there and take my first shot at bending tubing for a roll cage and see if I can get that finished up. The body work is ready. It's really just final blocking and detailing. I ended up getting myself a couple of quarts of House of Color Sunset Pearl, which is a lighter yellow or yellow gold color. And I thought I would do some test mixing and see if maybe I want to come up with a little bit of a custom color for the car between the Tangelo and the Sunset. It might be one or the other or a blend between the two, but I thought I might try to just tint it a little bit lighter. So that's what's going on with that. The other thing is I got some things back from Snail Motorsports. So these items here have been sandblasted down just to the bare metal, and the idea with this is it's going to get coated with Cerakote. I bought the components and the gun and everything, and I'm going to attempt it myself. I do need to locate maybe a cheap oven or something that I can kind of bake this stuff in, and you're supposed to like heat it up and like degas it and get rid of all the contaminants and stuff, soak it in acetone, yada yada. So I'm gonna take a shot at that. This is all my hot side turbo stuff. The cold side stuff is powder coated. I'm waiting to go pick that up hopefully this week, along with my Holley intake manifold. These guys here, as I think I mentioned before, are the wastegate merges. These are from Motion Raceworks, and they're welded on. And I didn't think it would be a big deal at the time, but I didn't make the hole inside. As you can see there, that additional metal needs to be hogged out because what's happening is, even though I've got large enough wastegates to handle my application, I don't think I'm getting full exhaust bypass flow into the wastegate. So I'm going to go ahead and hog those out with a die grinder, make sure they're fully cleaned out before I get this stuff all treated. So there you go. That's all I have going on for you right now. A quick update. And if I don't talk to you in the next coming weeks, I hope everybody has a great holiday season. And stay tuned and subscribe. I will get back to you guys, I promise. I just haven't had a lot to talk about. But at any rate, thanks for following along and take care. See you on the next episode.